Combat and Strength podcast with me, Campbell,
Wong, and Long.
Tune in every week for all things fighting, fitness, combat. Come back to the Combat and Strength podcast Campbell, with myself,
Wong, and Long.
It's been a week of toil and strife for me, I tell you that.
I've been working on a possibility of a TV program for arm wrestling.
Arm wrestling.
Yeah.
That fits in neatly with the young man who's going to provide today's five fit tips.
Yeah.
You've made up your mind if you're going to compete in this karate championship, so yeah?
No, man.
We're not going to get you in, Wong.
No.
All right, forget that.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to ask him something live now, though.
Go on.
Will you? I know you're not going to compete. Will you come and do a bit of work? Do you want to co-host the event?
Yeah, I think that'd be quite good. Dude, would you?
Any Kangen Water, right?
Yes, they have a big, they've got an office over there.
I'm asking, you know what I'm asking, don't you?
Yeah.
We've got a special guest on this week who's going to be breaking down all things Kangen Water. We've been banging on about water for the last couple of weeks, haven't we?
You only got one body. If you think about it, you put a lot of rubbish into it, what's going to happen?
Very true. Very true. It's going to break down.
Yeah.
Or as your meme says, that people will die.
Another thing about it is the thing about after oxygen, what's the...
That's what your meme says, isn't it?
Yeah, but what you think about though, after oxygen, what's the next best thing?
Water.
This is no other thing. And the next best thing is food. And nowadays, people don't eat organic anyway. And you thought about organic is no organic pig and no organic stuff. But actually, it's organic farm, but even organic still not fully organic.
Yeah. The only way to really get fully organic food is to probably grow it yourself, isn't it?
Even that, you don't, because of the soil.
You'd have to buy the soil, wouldn't you?
Yeah, even the soil is not even organic.
Can I buy organic soil?
It's also what comes out of the sky, isn't it?
And what,
Hold on, what about when it rains and you've got jets flying above?
Exactly, you see.
And all the smoke going into the air.
All right. But if I've got a greenhouse with organic soil and I'm throwing in Kangen water, I'm good, right?
Yes. That's what I've done in Japan.
There's no rain getting on it.
No rain going on.
Greenhouse, no.
That's exactly what they're doing
there.
there.
I'm going to have sprinklers.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Sprinkling Kangen water.
That's what they've done in Japan.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised.
That's what they've done over there to grow good quality food and stuff. Vegetable, yeah.
And they live long, those Japanese people. I don't think
the longest Japanese or healthiest is number one. It's on the chart, isn't it? Number one.
I actually, you said...
in England...
The other week, I know that Jamaicans are up there as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. The Caribbean.
Yeah, they're up there as well, yeah.
Because the soil hasn't been...
A lot of you black blokes are up there, aren't
Yeah, that's right. Us,
you got your healthy.
Melanin popping.
Look after your goddamn health. You know what I mean?
It's the soil,
It's the soil, it's the water, it's the air, it's the pollution, the air.
If you want organic, you go to the Caribbean. That's truly organic.
You know what? I've done...
amongst all, things connected to water. This is going to be a proper education. We've got Anthony Tang, who describes himself as a molecular hydration consultant, someone who understands how water penetrates your body, your system, all things connected to you living and your liberty in a way that I haven't ever heard it explained before. So be prepared to be amazed. Get your notebooks out.
We're going to have to move out the way, aren't we?
You're going to put your... Spoken a lot about water for the last couple of weeks, all courtesy of Master Wong. It's a very important part of Wong's diet, isn't that right?
That's right, yeah. More of this every day, then you'll be fine.
So we've decided to literally go with Wong on part of his journey into understanding water a lot better. It's the fundamental essence of life, as we all know. So obviously the fundamental essence of combat and strength. So it'd be remiss of us to dismiss this issue and not really go into it in the way that it deserves. I'm really happy and privileged to have alongside me Anthony Tang, a molecular hydration consultant. That was a bit of a mouthful. I practiced that about 5,000 times before we got online. And for those who are listening rather than watching the podcast this week, we have in front of me a whole range of waters and a contraption or two that I'm hoping Anthony's gonna help me understand how it works. But first, before we get into that, I want to know, Anthony, a little bit about what you're going to talk about today, which is Kangen Water, how you get involved, what's your background?
Okay, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me. Okay, so as you said, my name's Anthony Tan, originally from Malaysia. So I've been in the UK for over 30 odd years. And my background is actually in fashion, in the fashion industry, working in corporate social responsibility and global sourcing for Burberry. So fashion industry for a long time. So the reason I got involved in this is because what the water did for my parents, what the water did for me. So my parents, they used to run restaurants. And they've been in the restaurant industry for over 30 years. And they've, over a long time, they suffered everything from uric acid, high blood pressure, diabetes, and my mum suffered from severe migraine. So they've taken all sorts of medication before in the past. Whenever there is a migraine, they'll just look for the nearest Panadol. And my dad, with uric acid, it's very severe pains on his joints, etc. But part of the reason I was initially put off is because I just thought it's just water. And some guys came over to our house and they did a presentation. I was put off because I wasn't paying any attention to any of this. And I said, no, thank you, I'll just stick with tap water or bottled water. And it was actually introduced to me by a couple of medical doctors, and I'm very close friends with now. And I've taken a slightly different approach now, on naturopathic medicine, what this is now, versus conventional medicine. Because with my severe hay fever, I was taking all the things over the counter, like your Zyrtec, your Claritin, etc. And I went over to my GPs and they prescribed me with something called Telfast. It went from 80 to 180 milligrams, the toughest thing that they can give you. Right. So, it was working, but, I couldn't get any sleep, I couldn't go to work properly. And at one point, they suggested I go private. So I took an injection. It lasted for 3 years. It worked. It's called Kenalog. But one of the side effects was it weakened my bone marrow. So, which is
a pretty huge side effect.
Yeah, it worked. I could go outdoors. I could enjoy some time with my family. And my hay fever starts, as early as March all the way through to October. Throughout those period of time, I could not go outdoors. If I did, I had to run back into the house. Wow. So this was presented to me, and I've tried a number of other things. I've tried, Chinese acupuncture. I've tried herbs, yoga, etc. But I felt this was definitely the missing link for me, because I did not realize that we are 70% water. We're over 70% water in our body, and it's not so much how much water we take in. It's more about the quality of water we take. So hopefully the demonstration I'll present later will put some sense into this. But anyway, long story short, for the last 2 years I've been completely medication free. Wow. I've taken all the medication from my...
Let's round of applause now, come on now. Let's round of applause.
Thank you.